I wonder, why is it that we as people really just like to scare ourselves, put ourselves in situations where we seem to get a little frightened, where we like to watch movies that frighten us, go on some roller coasters that frighten us, get in relationships with people that we know is going to frighten us? Why is it that we just constantly keep doing that? When is it going to be a time that we're finally just going to say, like, I don't want this anymore? My name is Mark Anthony DuBose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. And today I'm going to talk about something that I feel like is a very interesting thing that I just continuously keep seeing on a day-to-day basis. Now that it's getting warm out, I'm starting to see the normal and the routine of the people coming out and bringing their dogs out and going to the trails and doing what they're doing, that a lot of y'all is terrified. And I don't understand why you would go to a place and do such a thing with such an animal when you're terrified, when you're scared. What is the thrill in that? What is the excitement in that? What is the joy in that you get by doing something that you're not really sure what the outcome is going to be like, but yet you still just keep pushing forward with it? It makes me really question, what are you scared of? What have you seen that your dog has done that you're scared, that you're not sure how they're going to react if dogs meet, or if your dog meets another person, when your dog sees another dog that's going absolutely crazy on a leash? What are you terrified of is going to happen? And if you're terrified of what's going to happen, why are you out there with that animal? Why are you out there putting yourself in that situation that could get yourself in a very, very sticky situation that could end up getting yourself into a very, very bad case? Not scared anymore, but just terrifying in a way. So it just really confuses me why we as a people just keep continuing to put ourselves in terror, where we feel like it's like almost acceptable today, I'm going to say, where we are acceptable to be able to just have the excitement of jumping out of airplanes and go parachuting down and doing all this crazy risky stuff, going out and hunting and going out trying to kill wild things that aren't meant to be killed, and just doing a lot of crazy stuff out here that's just really constantly putting us in a whole lot of fear. And it just confuses me, because I feel like if you're scared, why are you continuing to keep doing it? If you're scared, why are you putting other people in danger? I feel like is the new question, the new situation that I feel like I run into to try to figure out what people are doing on a day-to-day basis. That I understand if you want to go on a roller coaster yourself and go up and down and get a little frightened. I understand that if you want to put a movie on or go to the movies theater and watch a movie that's going to frighten you and put something in you to make you just feel a little terrified when the little jump scenes come out. And I understand when you want to try and get in a sticky situation in a relationship with somebody that you know is not good for you, that you know is not right for you. That I understand when you want to go to the haunted houses and things like that you want to go there and get a good scare, to get a good chuckle and get a good laugh out. But something that's confusing to me is, why are you making sure and going out there and doing things that's going to start to scare others, not just your own self? I feel like that's where things start to become on a dangerous playing field, because the other people don't want to be scared. You may want to be scared. You may want to be frightened. You may want to have that sensation come to you, but the people around you may not want it. And especially the people around you in the situation that they're in, with where it is that they're at. They don't want to be scared at all in any way. But yet you put yourself in a situation where you're constantly out around amongst people where you're scaring other people. You're not just scaring yourself anymore. That I see you terrified. I can look at it right in your face, that when you see someone with another dog walking on a trail, doing what you're doing, you're terrified, because you're not sure what your dog's going to do. And at the same time, you're not sure what that other dog's going to do. So why would you, as a person, coming out, putting yourself in public with a situation with an animal that you are not sure about what is going to happen, and allow yourself to be able to scare other people? Why would you scare other people, thinking that that's fun? Is that exciting to you? Does that give you something to just be satisfied over, knowing that, hey, they're just as scared as I'm just as scared? So does it comfort you in some sort of way? And I wonder why we do this as a people, where we feel like we have the right and we have the means in us to be able to try to terrify other people just because. And I'm going to say, I feel like that's a very, very sticky situation that we as a people are starting to run into, where it's not even just that with these animals, but it comes to the guns, it comes to a whole lot of things that are around us, that people are just trying to put themselves out and display themselves out just to scare other people. I mean, it even comes down to people wearing the masks and not wearing a mask type situation. Like, some people out here are just so hardcore on, I'm not this and I'm not that, and or I am this and I am that you're no longer just scaring yourself, that you're scaring people around you. It comes down to a whole lot of different situations that we have on this planet, that I just don't understand why it is that we feel that we should be able to scare other people just as much as we want to be scared. And how is it that we are going to be able to get out of this and get away from this? Because I'm going to say, one thing I know to get out of it with being with dogs is, I don't understand, but if you're scared with your dog, you should do something about it. it's something that can be done about it. Something that is in your control to be able to make sure that you can get the situation figured out. It's not something that's out of control. It's not something that is out of your hands. It's not something that's out of your realm. It's not something that's out of what it is that you're capable of doing. But if you're scared of it, why are you putting it around someone else to scare them as well? Because I'm gonna tell you, things are gonna start getting very, very sticky. I just like that word for some reason. But things are gonna start getting really, really sticky here soon enough in this United States of America, and anyone else that really likes to work with their animals the same way as we work with our animals, that think certain things are just absolutely acceptable. Or I'm going to say, there's a lot going on today that people think that what is acceptable is starting to become dangerous. When a dog is willing to put teeth on a human being, it's no longer just something that's just, it's cute, even though if it's not biting down hard yet, because you haven't taught it what to do yet. Dogs aren't known to want to do that right up front until they just get a little more experience with what it is that we're constantly keep teaching them and training them, because you're scared. And when you're scared, your dog's going to feed off that energy and feel like it needs to protect. And when it needs to protect, it's going to do whatever it has to do to make sure that scaredness out of you goes away so that you are now totally satisfied. And it's a bad case scenario, because you being scared of what your dog may do is what you're scared of. And then when your dog does do it, you're going to be even more scared. So then your dog's gonna have no choice but to just follow through and just really dig deep with what it is that it's gonna have to do in its instinctual manner. And that's gonna be dominate, destroy, kill, and get done what it needs to get done. And then in the end, it's a bad case scenario for everybody, everyone involved. So it doesn't make sense to me on why you'd be so scared with your dog, looking at everyone else and not sure, but yeah, you'd still take it out there, still do what you do. I applaud the few people that I saw today, personally, just on a day today of walking, that I saw y'all come up to the start of the trail. You saw how crazy your dog was already acting before even getting on it, because just getting into it, there's 20 dogs out there. There's 40 people out there. And your dog is already going crazy. I applaud you for looking at that situation, assessing your dog, seeing that this dog is not doing what I need to do. And you left. You just turned around and just left. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to muscle through it. I'm going to fight through this. I'm just going to continue to keep going on. I'm going to make it happen. I'm very, very thankful that you decided to be a smart person to decide to bail from that. And then I hope that you're an even smarter person to try to get some assistance with that, because just leaving your dog back and doing what you're doing is no fun. Being able to take your dog out and be able to have some fun and take them to the trails and take them to the creeks and take them to the lakes and take them to the ocean and take them all around is something that's just kind of, it's really fun. It's really pleasing. It's super exciting. And I want more people to be able to do that, but I want more people to have a good understanding of stop scaring other people when you're scared. Because it's no longer just you scaring yourself. You are scaring other people around you. And that's something that I don't think that you really realize what's going on when you're just in your own world, where this isn't just your world. This is all of ours world, and we all need to share it, and we all need to be able to figure out what we need to do to be able to make sure that we can all be nice, safe, and comfortable on this planet. And it doesn't mean that you can't this and can't that. It just means that you should this and should that. That if you have something that is out of control, you shouldn't be having it out of control. If you got something that is absolutely terrorizing everybody else, you should make sure that you take care of that before you think that you're the one that's the only one going to be out there doing what you're doing. If that's the case, there's other trails, there's other places that are isolated, that are remote, that you can go to get some safe practice, to do what you got to do before you head on out to the main place where everyone's going to be at to just terrorize more and more people. Because it's a very sticky situation when I just see people, kids, adults, I see everybody terrified because your stuff is out of control. When your stuff's out of control, it's no fun for anybody out there. It's no fun for any of the experience for anybody. It makes other people now even want to bring out their animals to be able to do what they want to do with them, because they're scared that someone is going to have a 150-pound dog that's going to just pull right from them and is going to just come over and do something savage to me, my kids, or my animal because I have an animal. And it's something that I feel like a lot of us really need to just I don't understand it, people. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you just don't get help. When you run into a situation, you just feel like you don't know what to do, why don't you get help? And then when help does come, when you ask for help, why do you reject the help thinking that you can take care of it, that you know how to do it, that you can figure it out? Because you're clearly not getting it done. Clearly it's not happening. Clearly it's getting worse. So just accept the help. Take your, what's that word that I used the other day? Take your massive ego, your entitlement away, and take that entitlement down and just understand that you need some help with what it is that you're doing. And understand that you don't know it all. Understand that someone else knows more than what you know, and someone else is able to help you with what you need help with. Understand that you're not going to be able to get it done all on your own if you don't have any information, any knowledge, any know-hows, any education on knowing how to be able to handle some things. That just understand that you don't know what you're doing. Because if you keep going out there day after day, week after week, month after month, and realize it's just getting worse, you need to do something about it. And I feel like, I don't know who it is I need to talk to. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I feel like more and more. And this year, I think I need to make a different push of who it is that I speak to and where it is that I go, because there needs to be some sort of rule, some sort of law, some sort of guidelines to say what your dog should be like out in public. That if they are acting in such a manner that they should not be allowed to be out, that they need to be managed, they need to be in control, they need to be well dialed in and know what to do and how to be and how to function on a leash. And preferably me, just me being me, a dog trainer, I want them off leash perfect. But you know, that might be asking too much. That I feel like there's something that needs to be done about the situation that's going on, because it's starting to become dangerous for other people, not just for your own self. Like, I get it, if you want to scare yourself, go do that. Go somewhere by yourself and just stay terrified. But don't put other people in it. Keep other people away from that. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're the one that is terrifying other people, because you just don't have control. And not having control is everyone knows what not out of control looks like. Everybody knows what a savage looking dog on that leash looks like when it's just yelling, barking, lunging, going crazy, just being wild. Not in any other way does anybody care. If your dog is polite, if your dog is calm, if your dog is relaxed, people just say, oh, that's a cute dog. I like that dog. It's a nice looking dog. But everybody knows what that savage dog looks like. And there needs to be some sort of rule to make sure that those savage dogs are just not out in public. And if they are in public, that, you know, animal control maybe should be called about that, because we need to do something a little bit more about what it is that we have going on out here, that it's just starting to become dangerous. That I know you like you're scared. I like you like your entertainment. But for the rest of us, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but at the same time, I know I can see everyone else's face when your dog is going wild, when your dog is lunging at their face. When you have no control, you can't pull them back because they're too big. You can't hold them back. You can't hold them back. I'm telling you, a 200-pound man cannot hold back a 40-pound dog when it decides it wants to go. And it's just a very, very unfortunate circumstance that I have to watch families with their little kids scared, frightened about what's going to happen because you don't have any sort of control over that dog. It's something that really needs to be addressed in our country, and I feel like I need to start that here in my state, in my city, and start to figure out who it is I need to be able to communicate with, because this is starting to become dangerous. And whatever it is, the information that you guys are getting, that you're reading, that you're studying, thinking you're getting help, thinking that things are getting better for you, you need to just stop doing it, because it's making it worse. And every single time I see you, I see a lot of y'all, same people, over and over. Your dog's getting worse every time I see it. I just don't ever see a dog that's getting better. I only see them just getting worse, where you're trying new techniques and new tactics that are just headed in an absolute destructive way. And we need to really just stand up and just do something and get something done about this, especially for the people that have really nice dogs. I'm going to say 2 I saw today out of maybe 100 that I was walking around and amongst that were really nice dogs. That I was like, wow, that's nice. You guys, this is looking really good. Everyone else, it's not even like it's an all right. They're always just crazy. And it's never, it's super, super nice, or it's just wilding out crazy. That's the only options. There's never just something in between. And with that, me being able to understand that and see that, lets me know exactly what these people are doing to get that dog to be nice, as opposed to what everybody else is doing to keep that dog to be absolutely wild. That if there's no in between, that means that it must be very, very simple to be able to get the dog to be able to act right, be right, and do right. And it's not something that is just so complex that nobody is able to actually be able to do. It's just a matter of those who actually just do it and actually get it done and actually get the right information. I guess is the main thing that I feel like I want to say. The right information. I feel like a lot of us are getting the wrong information, watching the wrong stuff, studying the wrong people, getting the wrong information. The wrong information is going to absolutely set you on a very downhill trajectory for being able to make sure that you're having success on this planet. I got a video back in the days of how to be able to handle a dog and how to be able to use your leash to be able to get your dog to understand what you need them to do. That I feel like I might need to put a little more concentration on doing a little bit more of that again, to try and just show, maybe just even if 2 people watch it and figure it out and actually do it and actually utilize it to be able to actually get the dog to actually be able to function right. You know, I feel like that'd be a success out of the hundreds that I see that are just absolutely wild, because we need to do something, and it's not complicated. It's not over this and overdone that. It's something that's super simple, and I feel like that's the main reason why when you call me and you ask me for some help and you see what it is that I do, you're like, oh, that's easy. I'm like, yeah, well, for one, I make it look easy because I've done this for a little bit and I have a really good understanding of exactly how dogs learn and how dogs think and what's going on in a dog's mind. But it really is that easy once I'm able to explain the rules to that dog and then hand you the leash to let you know what it is to how to be able to keep that going. But once I really put that lesson in on that dog, which takes like 10 minutes, they are ready to go with a high level of success at that moment. But it's something that's super simple. And it's unfortunate that you have to go to the route of watching your dog go down, down, downhill, downhill, downhill to absolute destruction before you decide to get the real help. But you'll go ahead and keep getting the fake help, I'm going to say, going to the pet stores and thinking that that's going to be able to get your dog to walk off leash with other dogs outside and doing stuff like that, and going to places that are constantly feeding your dog with treats and things like that, and thinking that's what's going to get your dog to be able to walk outside and be able to do what it needs to do. That sometimes I feel like you need to do that, but I just want to be here and sit here and just say, you don't have to do that. That there's some people out here that know how to help you and get stuff done for you. And I wish that you would just actually do it and get it done. Because I'm telling you, it's dangerous. And there's people are scared out there. That personally me, I'm not too scared. There's a day that I was scared. But now that I see and have a good understanding of what my dog is like and what he's all about, I'm not too scared. I'm scared for you. And me being scared for you I shouldn't have to do that. As the way I see everybody else is terrified of you. Terrified of seeing how the dog is, seeing how it's lunging, seeing how it's growling, seeing how it's snapping, seeing how it's doing what it's doing every time that it sees you. It's scary. And I don't know if you know how scary or not it is, but it's terrifying. That there's no way that you can get enough space and you can tell your dog to sit 50 million times and they still don't do it, that it's going to be able to satisfy us, to be able to please us, to let us know that you have control over that animal. And it's scary. So there's something that just I feel like really needs to be done. And there needs to be, I think the only way that we are able to really solve this is if there's some rules, if there's some laws, if there's some guidelines in place that have to be met before you're able to do what it is that you do with your animals on the outside. And it's a very unfortunate circumstance that sometimes new laws have to be implemented just to try to keep everybody safe. But sometimes laws are just not a bad thing. The more and more I get older and really start to get a good understanding of what everything is out here, that I used to feel like we don't need a lot of this and we should be able to just do what we want to do. But I come to find out that's not safe at all in any way. That's not something that we as a people should ever want. It's just be able to do whatever it is when we want. You can do what you want on your property behind closed doors. You can do what you want when nobody is around. But when there's other people around, you need to make sure that those other people are safe. That's like a requirement of us, I feel like. But for some reason nowadays, we feel like just our dogs don't come to that we can allow them to just be savage. And being savage is not something that we should be doing. And I just want to say thank you for today, for being able to let me know the level of training that I have on my dog, on my Kahi, to know that he is beautiful. He is amazing. He is awesome. And it's not even just that I could do that to any dog. And people always question that and ask me about that. And I said, yes, I can get any dog to walk on a leash pretty and be nice and be polite and do what I needed to do and not pulling and not going crazy. That it's not something that's just a miracle. It's just something that is just being a consistent person on this planet and doing the right stuff instead of the wrong stuff. And for some reason, I know why the wrong stuff is going out, just so that you can pay people more and do more and get more in tune with trying to have them help you and do stuff that's really not going to actually help you. But at the same time, I don't think that a lot of people know how to do this work. And that's why you're getting what you get and you have what you have, that people don't know anymore. People are so out of tune with nature and with animals and trying to go towards science with animals that it's like, God made these animals, people. The more you try to put science in it, the more things are getting worse. The more the dogs are not performing better. The more they're getting just trash. They're just going downhill. The more you try to put science. But the more you put love and the more you put God and the more you put the understanding of the universe inside of the dog, the faster and the better and the more understanding that the dog is going to have. And I'm just so thankful to be able to have that information, because I just challenge everybody with your science in your dogs. And I challenged everybody with the fact of the sciences being able to show you how to be able to have a better dog, because I don't see them today. I just don't see them. I see worse. And I'm so thankful to be able to have the skills and the understanding and the know-hows behind me to be able to do what it is that I do. So I can challenge you and I can come to you and I can say, I know how to fix it. I can solve it. I can actually get you through this without it looking dangerous, without it looking mean, without it being mad, without it being sad, without it being turned down, without it being too excited, with it being just right. So I feel like I'm blessed in a way to be able to say, you're not doing it right. And I'm blessed with a way to be able to say, I can show you how to do it right. And with that, I just want to say thanks and head on out of here and continue to keep doing what it is that I'm doing and try to stay safe out here, because things are getting dangerous. And I hope that y'all can learn how to stay safe out there.